Here is the one and only video you will need on fat loss. Growing up, I was a fat kid, so everything here I'm about to tell you is from personal experience. There's a lot of misinformation out there around the best diet, the best workout. Truthfully speaking, is to do things that you genuinely enjoy. And I know that doesn't sound sexy or ideal, and everyone is clickbaiting for get abs fast or lose weight fast, but really it's a long game, and the mentality of enjoying the process is so important if you want to lose the fat and keep the fat off. So today I'm going to be myth busting all of the most popularized fitness tips out there from my personal experience. So the first and most popular tip is calories in versus calories out. Yes, the science is correct that if you consume less calories than you burn, you will lose weight. But there's so much nuance here that's missing. The quality of calories that you consume, the fullness factor, the consistent deficit that you achieve through not eating will actually slow your metabolism. So in order to do this the healthy way, you want to find high volume, low-calorie foods. A few that I really enjoy are konjac noodles, non-processed foods, foods high in fiber, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, chicken breasts, meats, egg whites, and really look to incorporate these into your overall diet. It's a surefire way to lose weight because it's really hard for your body to overeat with a lot of high fiber foods versus a lot of processed foods are manufactured such that you overeat and overconsume. And I am victim to this as well, but the more you can eat whole processed foods high in fiber, the more that your intuition will kick in and you will not overeat. You want to prioritize proteins and fibers. This helps to slow digestion, keeps your blood sugar low. There's something called the thermic effect of food when it comes to protein. So it takes calories to burn the food that you eat versus processed foods that really don't promote fullness and have very low nutrient density. Here's another popular tip that I actually follow, which is don't eat carbs. Now that's a simplified version of the truth. When I say don't eat carbs, I mean don't eat simple carbs like your breads, pastas, pizzas, etc. Fruits, vegetables have lots of carbs, but they are also combined with fibers that slow digestion. For athletes, this isn't perhaps the most sound advice because your body's natural propensity for energy usage is carbs, especially when you are activating high bursts of energy movements. And once those carbs are used up, your body then turns to fat for energy. And so if you have low carbs to begin with, your body has no choice but to use fat for fuel. Now that's really where this is coming from, but this doesn't work for everyone. For me personally, I found that it's been so long that I haven't had carbs that it's a lot easier for me to sustain this diet. The next tip is around intermittent fasting. There's a lot of science and studies out here that showcase kind of this 16-8 eating window, which largely means you don't eat breakfast or you skip dinner and you want to compress your eating into a smaller window. The whole idea behind this is that it's hard to overeat when you can only eat for a certain amount of time. You're also allowing your body to rest and recover and digest. If you always have food in your stomach, your body is constantly using energy to digest food, which then doesn't allow for it to do all of the other things that your body needs to do, rest, recover. So this is where this has become highly popularized. Only do this if this serves you. If you then are going to overeat dramatically as a result of starving yourself, there are better ways to kind of sustain a better diet. Hydration is key. Don't drink your calories. Make sure you're consuming lots of water, electrolytes. This can help really differentiate whether or not you are hungry or bored. And starting your day off with a glass of water with some lemon can really help keep your body hydrated and optimize your energy when you are working out. So make sure you are drinking plenty of fluids. Try to avoid tap if possible. There have been lots of studies out there on the fluoride and estrogen levels in your water. So if possible, try to drink from natural sources. The gym is not the hour that you are in a 24-hour fitness or Equinox. The gym is everything you're doing on a daily basis. Walking, getting up, pacing, tapping your foot, all of the daily tasks really add up. So just know that every step you take throughout the day adds to your quote unquote activity levels and workout time. So yeah, it's not compressed to just that hour in the gym. Exercise, cardio versus weightlifting. This is also another highly popularized topic that I feel like have tons of opposing views. I think overall the science says that weightlifting is best for fat loss long term because having more muscle on your body requires more metabolism burn at rest. But at the same time, cardio can absolutely help balance calorie burn. And I think as long as you are doing activities that you enjoy and are staying active and getting your heart rate up, this ultimately will benefit you of doing both. When you get your heart rate up, there's the afterburn effect. So even at rest, you are burning more calories. So there's the added benefit there. I think there are a lot of walking enthusiasts that have said that walking is much better than running, which is technically true. But if you combine all the calories burned after the fact, running is far superior. And then you're going to get haters in the comments saying that not everyone can run. So honestly, if you can only walk, do that. If you have the energy to run, do that. If you love weightlifting, do that. And again, it goes back to my original advice. Do what feels like play to you and work to others. And that will enable you to be consistent day over day instead of having it be a slog. And enjoying the process is way more important than finding the best workout routine or the best diet. Mindful eating, I think, is another really powerful tool. Really understand if you're full or if you're eating out of boredom or really reacting to dopamine. Chew slowly, be conscious of eating your meal. Don't eat in front of a television and really pay attention and enjoy your food. This is something I struggle with, but eating to your 80% full can really help keep your energy levels high so that your body isn't overwhelmed with digesting food. Sleep and stress. This is probably the most underrated point of emphasis that we need to do. We as a culture have popularized this idea around having to work out really hard and, hustle culture. If you sleep a lot, you're lazy, but in reality, muscles develop and recovery happens when you're sleeping, not when you're awake. When you're lifting weights, you're tearing your muscles. In order to repair those correctly, you must sleep and rest. And, as a society, I think we don't celebrate that. But if you really want to see growth, you want to get proper sleep, cold room, no lights, and no phones before bed. And you also don't want to be in a constant state of stress. For me personally, when I'm stressed, I tend to eat to compensate. So finding activities that really take you out of that high anxiety state, a lot of yoga, mindfulness, journaling, whatever serves you, or make sure you prioritize that. Lastly, I think you really want to remember your why in your journey. This is a long-term game. Having six-pack abs, if you're not genetically disposed to doing so, is one of the hardest things to achieve and maintain. So really understand your why, enjoy the process, find things that you enjoy, seek community such that it can really be something that's sustainable. Fitness can be a lonely solo journey, but if you really enjoy the process and find people that prioritize the same things, it can really be a fun, lifelong journey. I hope this video helps, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.